Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Brooklyn, Michigan. Michigan Speedway, originally designed by Charles Moneypenny, the same architect who created Daytona International Speedway, and located in, well, the Irish Hills. Michigan International Speedway is best known for awesome speeds and competitive racing spawned by its broad racing surface and 73-foot wide, 18-degree banked turns. Michigan's width and steep banking ensures there's always more than one racing groove, and the fact that MIS is a non-restrictor plate track means drivers have more than enough power to make a challenge out of the turns at both ends of the speedway. Once upon a time, Indy cars frolicked on these high banks at breathtaking speeds. Witness Paul Tracy's record qualifying lap of 234.949 miles per hour. Today, Michigan regularly vies with Daytona, Talladega, and Texas as NASCAR's fastest speedway, with Jeff Gordon holding the NASCAR Cup Series record at 206.558. Richard Petty, David Pearson, Bobby and Davey Allison, Dale Sr., Dale Jr., Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, they've all added their names to the roll call of MIS winners. One that also includes names like Mario Andretti, AJ Foyt, Al Unser, Rick Mears, and Alex Zanardi from the days when Indy cars raced in the Irish Hills. Allison to Yarborough, Andretti to Zanardi, the world's greatest race drivers have been coming to Michigan International Speedway to test their mettle for more than 40 years, and the fans have followed by the hundreds of thousands. Today, it's the Litchfield Specialty ARCA Series that's coming up next on HBR TV. Once again, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Michigan Speedway. Again, I am joined in the booth by Eric Dotson. Eric, welcome, and thanks again for helping out.
Thanks for having me, Steve. I can't wait to see these guys run here.
Should be a good time. A few minutes left in the practice session. Right now, David Wright, top of the board. Jamie Kerr is second. Joe Gauthier is third. Kevin Newborn, Mike LaJoy. That's the top 5 times on the speedway.
I know who I'm picking this race.
Who you picking?
I'm picking the 75 just because of his luck last night.
His luck last night. Yeah, it was a tough break for the 75 of Jamie Kerr in the modified race. He's racing there running with Cody Harger there just a moment ago in practice. That was who he made contact with last night in the modified series race on the opening lap. Sent Jamie Kerr to the back, just loses the car, doesn't really get into the wall or anything, but a detriment to him. Cody Harger took the EOL for that contact, but right after that incident, there was another problem just up ahead of the 75, which he got collected in. So it was kind of a double whammy for Jamie Kerr. It was a tough night. Didn't get to really show what he had for these guys, but we'll see if he can challenge tonight. He's third fastest on the board.
Yeah, I'm taking Kerr. I think he had qualified third last night. Lap 1, he was at the back, and it just nothing went his way.
Tough break. It is a tough place to pass in those modified cars out at Iowa Speedway last night. Plenty of room here at Michigan Speedway, though. You got varying lines. Some guys are going to run that Larson line up top. Some guys maybe the middle. Some guys might try down low.
I always liked Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan's fun. I did some practice laps early on just to kind of see what kind of lap time they were going to throw down. 39.84 is pretty good. That's kind of about where I was at, to be honest. As far as the fuel mileage is concerned, they're on full tanks again tonight, so should make it to the end. They've got 43 laps maximum, so they got enough for a full green flag run, 40 laps, plus a green-white checker if necessary. But anything beyond that, you have to make some decisions as far as the fuel is concerned.
It looks like it may be a little loose coming out turn 2 in these cars tonight.
Well, it's loose across the board. I felt that a little bit actually on entry. If you drive it in real deep, the rear end gets pretty light. Kind of backing up the corner and driving off, you will get a little loose on exit, but it's gonna be fun to watch these guys try to manage that this evening.
Yeah, these ARCA cars are fun to drive too, and especially at this track. I mean, I think it'll be a lot of fun.
Truthfully, these are probably my favorite stock cars on the service to drive. They have been really since the get-go, and they're fun to kind of wheel around and have the rear end hanging out through the corners and just driving them off the throttle. It's a good time.
Yeah, I think they're the funnest cars to drive. I mean, it's not like there's super hard, but they're not super easy. They're kind of the medium, which I guess makes sense.
Well, that's going to do it for practice. We're going to roll right into the qualifying session. It is a 10-minute session, but 2 laps per driver, if they so choose. Occasionally, we do have a couple of guys that do not take that time. Jamie Kerr is the first one on the grid. Going to roll off, lights up the rear tires.
The only time I didn't qualify is when I was new and I didn't want to get in anybody's way. After that, I was always qualified. Maybe not good, but I was taking laps.
Jamie Kerr out on the speedway to come up to speed to take his first of 2 qualifying laps here in Michigan. Jamie Kerr out of the throttle just a bit off turn 2 there. Had to check up.
I was anxious to see what type of line he was running.
Jamie Kerr off turn 4 into the dog leg to complete lap 1 of 2. 40.49. We'll have to see if the second lap is quicker. Cody Harger goes a 40.12. Let's see where Cody Fogg is. The number 58 Krispy Kreme entry. Round turn 4 here. Way down low, trying to shortcut the track just a bit. That's legal here. You can go down as low as you want, down to the grass if you so choose. Cody Fogg a 40.658. That's third fast on the board.
I feel like in these cars, you may need to go up a little higher and keep that momentum.
You really do. I found that a bit in the laps that I turned, is if you do go too low in the line, you can kind of hear the engine bog down and you lose a lot of that momentum as well as the lap time. I see Ronaldo McKinnon here off turn 4. His first lap of 40.828. Crosses the line, lap number 2. 40.45, fourth fast for Ronaldo McKinnon. Brian Torsha, the number 2 machine, D. Dixon & Sons Trucking on the hood of that machine. First lap of 40.313. Just crosses the line as we switch over to the 2. See if the second lap is faster. Opening lap for Brian is a little bit quicker than a lot of these guys we've seen. We saw McKinnon was like a 40.8 on his initial lap. Bill Voracek goes top of the board, a 39.99. Quick time for the number 9 machine. Jamie Kerr 1/100th of a second off of that. This second lap was pretty quick as well. Brian Torshaw floor into the dog leg, crosses the line. Lap number 2 goes on the board, and it's third fast, 40.030.
Oh, he was right there, just barely off.
And Mike LaJoy, the number 29 machine, he's out on track. Working into turn number 3 right now on his first lap of 2. Lap 1 for LaJoy. It's on pole, 39.841 for the number 29 machine. Let's see if he can pick it up or if he's even going to try. Still in the throttle into turns 1 and 2. A good quick time for the number 29 machine. Puts it on the front row. Provisional pole right now for Mike LaJoy. Let's stay with him here and see if he can improve this time.
He is a flying around there.
Never lift. Mike LaJoy crosses the line, lap 2. Let's see if it's even faster. Is it? No, pretty close.
It's close.
39.852. It's pretty much spot on. Josh Battles here moves up to the 6th spot on his first lap, a 40.085. Josh was the winner on Bristol Dirt recently, the ARCA series.
Oh, that'd have been a fun race, I bet.
It was a good race. I enjoyed that one quite a bit. I was kind of hesitant about it, a little nervous about how it was going to go, but it went good. It was a great race. Had some trouble near the end, but all in all, I'd give it a B plus. For me not being a dirt guy, that's a pretty good mark. Uh-oh, he's back. Okay. Lap 2 for Josh Battles. Front row, 39.886. Not quite the pole, but puts it close. Aaron Conover. Lap 1 of 40.702. See if he can check in a quicker time here on his second lap. Lap 2 for Conover, a 19, puts him 7th quick. Ben Choate in the 1, the old Martin Truex colors, it looks like. Lap 1 was a 40.748 for Ben Choate.
Looks like he's a lot lower in entrance than a lot of them guys were.
That's the thing about Michigan. I mean, it's such a big place. You can kind of go anywhere. If you can make time, you can make time. You just got to find what's going to work best for you. And it worked for him. 4th fast, 39.994 for Ben Choate. David Wright here, the number 42 Mellow Yellow machine, was quick in practice. The top 3 car, I believe, was top of the board for quite a while. First lap of 48.86. Probably not what he was looking for here, but see if you can pick it up lap 2, just like Ben Choate, right down to the yellow line there through turns 1 and 2.
Used all the track on that exit.
Yes, he did.
I always liked the mellow yellow car, but I never did like mellow yellow.
I like Mellow Yellow. I'm not going to lie. Lap 2, 40.287. Wright clocks in 9th quick. 3 drivers yet to take a time. Joe Gauthier, Kevin Newborn, Shane Wagner. Possibly not going to do that. They're going to sit at the back and work their way towards the front throughout the race. That tends to be the MO for some of those guys that don't hit the track for qualifying. Perfectly okay. Mark Thomas, a late add to the session. That's good to see. 50. Mark Thomas will be in the session. I think he's going to roll out and try and get a qualifying lap, and we've got time, about 2.5 minutes if he can get situated in the car. Well, as of now, Mike LaJoy on the provisional pole, Josh Battles to his outside. Still a couple of minutes left in the qualifying session. We do have 4 drivers that could attempt to qualify here. They're going to make the race regardless. It's just a matter of starting position. But while we've got a lull here before we get back to anything, let's go ahead and thank the sponsors. It is the LSI ARCA Series, Litchfield Specialty, primary sponsor of the LSI ARCA Series. Special thanks to TRS, theracingschool.net. Call 877-CAN-RACE or log on to theracingschool.net for your opportunity. And a package that works best for you. Sit behind the wheel of a real full-bodied race car or a tour-type modified out at Thompson Speedway. They've got a package that can work for you. Schedule is out for 2022, starting April 9th, goes all the way through the end of October, weather permitting. So get in there, get your opportunity. Should be a good time. It's an experience that no one will forget. Special thanks to Sudath Taxidermy, competition quality at a commercial price. Contact award-winning taxidermist James Sudath at 636-544-7836. Associate sponsor D. Dixon & Sons Trucking Incorporated. And of course, My Cricket Makes custom-made signs and a lot more. Contact Tabitha Brown at 618-340-0900. Still about 30 seconds left in the session. I don't see anybody rolling out on pit lane here, so this is likely going to be our starting grid here.
Who you gonna take?
Well, it's easy for me to pick Jamie Kerr because he's sporting the HBR TV colors.
You can't take him. I already took him.
I know. But I think I'm gonna go with Mike LaJoy. Mike is always quick at these places. Don't count out Mark Thomas, though. Mark is going to start near the rear of the field here, but he's going to be quick. But let's go to our starting grid. His qualifying is official. On the pole position, of course, it is Mike LaJoy, the number 29 machine. To his outside, Bristol Dirt winner Josh Battles, the number 11, will start on the outside front row. Bill Voracek will start in row number 2, the number 9 machine, with Ben Choate, the 1, starting in the 4th spot. Jamie Kerr, the number 75 Black Acid Custom Racing Apparel HBR TV ride, will start in the 5th spot, with Brian Torsha's OG Racing number 2 D. Dixon & Sons trucking entry. Cody Harger with Charger Racing, the number 66, will start from the 7th spot, with the 20 of Aaron Conover rolling off 8th. David Wright, Dysfunctional Patriots, number 42, will start from the 9th position. Starting 10th, Ronaldo McKinnon at Southern LED Automotive, the number 52 machine. Starting 11th with 304 Motorsports, it is Pete Woodrum in the 6th, with Dale Legan out of Illinois in the 05, starting 12th. Starting 13th, the 58 of Cody Fogg, and 14th, the 50, Mark Thomas, rolling off near the rear of the field with Shane Wagner, Kevin Newborn 15th and 16th, the 67 of Joe Gauthier starting 17th. Doesn't look like Joe has gridded up here, so he may be here just kind of watching, but either way, decent sized field here at Michigan Speedway. They're still sitting on the pit lane here. Pace car about to roll off.
Did you practice by yourself or with other cars?
No, I just went into the single test session, ran about 10 laps just to kind of get a feel for what the fuel number was going to be. Got a few over in the YouTube side, a few over in the Facebook side. Of course, Eric Dotson, Jamie Kerr, Larry Brown. Jamie Kerr is, well, he's chatting while he's in the race car again. Texting and driving, I see. Robert Winger, Don Harger. Thank you, everyone, for showing up and taking in another HBR TV broadcast with the OG Racing League.
I don't know Jamie, but I just told him I picked him to win and not to let me down. Never talked to the guy in my life, but don't let me down, Jamie.
Jamie's a good dude. He's running the HBR TV colors and the modified, the truck, and ARCA, and he's making us proud up here in the booth, so hopefully we can see him do some more of that this afternoon. But either way, pace car is down. Mike LaJoy leads the field to the green flag. Josh Battles to the outside.
Green flag.
Green flag waves, field coming up to speed. Josh Battles blinks out there for just a moment, but he's back just as quick.
I think we're going to have a battle going into turn 1.
LaJoy down low, Battles way up top. He's going to have a heck of a run off of turn number 2.
That was definitely the Larson line.
Best way to get these things wound up. Keep your foot in the throttle as long as possible. Lap 1 through the dog leg. Mike LaJoy's going to lead it. Josh Battles second. Ben Choate third. Cody Harger already up a few spots to the 4th position. Looking for more. Cody really low on the racetrack. Going to go around on the bottom around Ben Choate and Bill Voracek. He's not going to clear the one just yet, or is he? No, not quite. In fact, he's still doing battle here with the 9 of Bill Voracek. Going to need a little bit of drafting help maybe to pull this one off. Again, the high side is where the momentum is at. Cody's quick down on the bottom, though, able to get out in front of the 9 here. It's got to get off and get clear of the 1.
They're going to get that run and that draft help down the straightaways. Uh-oh.
What'd you see? What happened?
I seen the 9 ducking under the 1 here. I thought they were going to go 3 wide. Ooh, that's almost a wreck.
Almost, but not quite. Cody Harger does clear both the 9 and the 1 of Voracek and Choate. Moved Cody Harger up to the 3rd spot. Bill Voracek trying to battle back to the inside in turn 3 and 4.
Number 9 is all over Cody Harger.
Good battle here for the 3rd spot. Cody Harger's got it. Bill Voracek wants it back, but it looks like Cody's starting to put a little bit of a distance on the 9, maybe a car length off turn 2, but Voracek has some momentum, picks up a draft as well into turn number 3, making a move to the inside once again. Good battle going on here for the 3rd position between the 66 and the 9. Voracek to the door once again off turn number 4.
I think Cody got a little loose and it killed his momentum that lap.
Track is a huge momentum place, that's for sure. You got to keep your foot in it as long as you can, but draft comes into play. A lot of different factors go into being quick around Michigan Speedway. Bill Voracek a little loose off turn 2 there. Nothing has changed in front of these two. Mike LaJoie, Josh Battle still 1 and 2.
These guys are battling awful hard 6 laps in and, letting the leaders pull away from them.
Right on board with Bill Voracek. He tries to take back the 3rd spot from Cody Harger. Cody edges him out into turns 1 and 2. Then a seesaw back and forth between these two. Voracek
like
in the
he's in
wall,
the wall.
bit of a wall magnet.
Looked like Cody may have scraped it and he followed Cody right into it. Cody may have just barely got it. I think the 9 got it a little bit worse.
Yeah, I think the 66 just scraped off some decals, whereas the 9 of Voracek kind of caught the wall magnet, got stuck in that safer barrier. Bill Voracek slips back to the 5th position, but he's definitely got a fast car. Got to get things regathered and start working his way back towards the front. Voracek's still going to be a contender here. The right side of that car looks relatively clean, but showing some signs of getting into the fence. We got a big mess off of turn 2. How they got away with that?
I thought we was getting a caution right there.
Mark Thomas started towards the rear of the field. He's up 6 spots already. That 50 Kodiak machine working its way towards the front of the field, working on Ben Choate right now for the 7th position.
One's running real high.
Ben Choate, we talked to him in the practice session previously, and he did say that he was going to be running that high side, so he wasn't worried about driving it in too deep. Definitely where the momentum is, but down low he goes. The 1 of Ben Choate trying to take back the spot from Mark Thomas. Mark's now running that Larson line up top.
It's like they just traded lines.
So far, it pays off for the 50 of Mark Thomas. Ben Choate still able to hang with Mark Thomas there, but not quite able to get back around. Tucks back behind. Also got West Virginia's own Pete Woodrum here in the number 6 machine down low. Not sure if he got crossed up or if he's just running the apron. Must have had an issue here. He was up in the top 6, top 7 there, right behind Mark Thomas and Ben Choate. Slips back to the 11th spot.
Oh, if he's a West Virginia boy, I gotta be rooting for him too.
Pete actually was, I think, an HBR driver for a very short amount of time. He's out of Itman, West Virginia, and I think he worked in the mine as well.
Us West Virginia boys got to stick together.
Cody Harger has caught second place running machine of Josh Battles here. We're in lap 10 of 40. They're going to click off in a hurry. Pretty much go time as soon as a green flag drops at this place with the 40 lap run, only an 80-mile race. No time to waste. Cody Harger into the third spot, trying to track down these leaders. Mike LaJoie still out front since the drop of the green flag. Josh Battles, the number 11, just in behind LaJoie.
Looks like everybody's kind of single file right now. I have a feeling it's about to get racy up front, though.
Top three, definitely the class of the field as they work off turn two. Aaron Conover in the fence just a bit. Oh, almost got into the six, trying to gather it back up. Straightens it out. He's going to go through the grass here in a minute, I think, but I think we'll get away with it.
Hold her down low, buddy.
Nice job, Aaron Conover. Gets it into the outside wall, catches that wall magnet, overcorrects, almost gets into the six, but avoids. Goes all the way down to that paved area. Has to do a little bit of off-road excursion, but Aaron Conover manages to keep it under the green flag here. He's back in the throttle, trying to get gathered back up. Conover slipped to the 15th position. Back up front, though, Cody Harger, still about 2 car lengths behind the 11 of Josh Battles. Battles running a high line. Cody kind of in the middle, and LaJoie a little bit lower than the 66. So again, varying lines across all these drivers. You see LaJoie drop it down low to break up the draft. Cody's got a good run here on Josh. Into one, it looks like. Josh is protecting.
Goes Cody. He wasn't able to pull it off, don't look like. Looks like he's going to look to the bottom again.
Good battle for the second spot. Josh Battles has it. Cody Harger trying to take it away. Out front, Mike LaJoie's loving it as he's starting to put a gap back on the 11.
I think Cody may be able to do it right here.
Might clear him down the backstretch. Yes, he does. But the momentum off the 11, will he have enough? Did Josh get the wall there?
Yeah, it looked like he was in the wall going down the backstretch. These cars are just so, like you said earlier, they're a wall magnet. If you get close to that wall, you get in it, it's hard to get it off of the wall.
26 laps to go from Michigan, but Eric, you're absolutely right. I mean, if you get a piece of it, just how they're set up. I mean, they kind of dog track, crab walk a little bit. The right rear is hung out, just trying to get some side force aerodynamic to allow you to drive that car with the right rear in the wind. The wind kind of pushes on it, keeps it from spinning out. Of course, there is a point of no return, but if you catch that right rear into the wall, it kind of angles the right front into the fence. So now you've got to turn aggressively left to get it off the wall. Once you finally get it to release, well, now you're turning hard towards the infield. If you got someone to your inside, like we saw Aaron Conover almost get into the 6 of Pete Woodrum, it can be a disaster.
Yeah, there are many official races I've raced, and somebody get in the wall, and you know you have to go around them because they're so slow, and they'll just turn it left and take you out. I mean, when you're in that wall, if you're respectful of the other drivers, you about have to ride it out until you're clear.
Josh Battles has slipped back to the 3rd spot, though, but not losing a whole lot of ground. It's about 3-4 car lengths back to the 66. Cody Harger in the 2nd spot. Josh is starting to work that gap back down, though. Both drivers relatively equal here. 24 laps to go from Michigan.
Moose coming now right there.
I gotta be honest though, that number 11 Budweiser car looks sharp out there. Brings you back to the days of, I think it was Bill Elliott running that car. Their battle's back in the pack. Brian Torsha with Mark Thomas. Mark Thomas right to the back bumper of the two. This is for the 5th position. Torsha's got it. Thomas wants it. Mark started at the back of the field. He's already passed 8 cars, just shy of the halfway point. 3 laps before we get there. Bill Voracek, unfortunately for the 9, sliding backwards. I don't know if he just beat up his right front tire or what's going on with the 9. He had a lot of pace early on, but slips now to the 6th position.
It may be at damage where he got in the wall.
No, that's true too. If you flatten that right rear, you don't have the side force that you once had.
He's going to try to fight back on the 50.
Ooh, a little wiggle out of the 9 though. Got loose down in that low line.
Momentum drill here. He lost a lot of ground just by that little wiggle.
I mean, 2, 3, 4 mile an hour. Yeah, it's one thing, but then you got to build it back up. I mean, it takes a whole lap, kind of erase that mistake. And now you got to run faster than you were to kind of close the gap to the guys in front of you without a draft. It proved difficult. Mike LaJoy, though, still out front. Cody Harger, almost a full second back, second spot. Another second back to the 11 of Josh Battles. So see Brian Torsha and Mark Thomas, 4th and 5th here battling for this position. About a car length between the two of them. 21 laps to go. Well, let's try and go through the field. We're at our halfway point of the race. Out front from the pole position, it is the 29 of Mike LaJoy. Looked real strong in practice, strong in qualifying, and well, so far the first half of the race out front looking strong from the top spot. Cody Harger up 5 positions from where he qualified. He's in the 2nd position, trying to reel in Mike LaJoy, but actually losing ground. A full second disadvantage that Cody has now on the 29. May have burned up his stuff trying to cut through the field to get towards the front. Josh Battles down a position, started outside front row, has been quick all afternoon long. Give up his position to Cody Harger, but is running in the 3rd spot. Not out of it yet. Anything can happen. A caution could certainly change things as well. Brian Torsha, the number 2 machine, he runs in the 4th spot. Still up ahead of Mark Thomas. Brian, the D. Dixon & Sons Trucking Incorporated machine. Number 2 out of Hudson, New York, runs top 5, up 2 positions from where he qualified. Mark Thomas started rear of the field. It's passed 9 cars so far, the first 21 laps here at Michigan. Strong driver, fast driver to make his way towards the front. Again, a caution would move him towards the front. Back in contention with all these guys, but while we talk about Mark Thomas, Bill Voracek is taking a move here to the outside. All of a sudden, he's got some added life. Voracek was up near the front, battling for a while. Got into the wall, caught that wall magnet, damaged the right side, but things are looking up here for the 9 of Bill Voracek with TRSTheRacingSchool.net on the sides of that machine. David Wright runs in the 7th spot, the number 42, the Mellow Yellow machine. David out of Burlington, North Carolina. David's up 2 spots, running 7th. Pete Woodrum out of Itman, West Virginia, running the number 6 Valvoline, the old Mark Martin colors from back in the day. Having a good afternoon so far, up 3 positions. Dale Legan, the 05 Smith & Wesson M&P colors. It's one of my favorite paint jobs out there today. Up 3 positions as well, running top 10 in the 9th position. Jamie Kerr out of Snow Camp, North Carolina. Number 75 HBR TV entry. Down a few spots, started top 5. He's running 10th right now. And caution would probably help him quite a bit. Get on to get some tires. They do have 2 sets over the wall if they get an opportunity, but fuel certainly not going to be an issue. 11th spot, Ben Choate, the number 1. Ben Choate's down 8 positions, having a rough afternoon. Not sure if he's just lost the handle on that Tracker Boats entry, but see him, he's running here in the 13th spot. Losing a couple of positions here to Kevin Newborn and Ronaldo McKinnon. Ronaldo in the number 52 colors on the Chattanooga, Tennessee. As he gets in the wall just a bit. Kevin Newborn, the 51, the Pennzoil colors. He runs 12th now. He's up 4 spots from where he started this afternoon's race. And Eric Conover runs back in the 14th position after a struggle. Off turn number 2, got in the wall again. He got a wall magnet as well. Drove it way down to the inside. Little off-road excursion. Shane Wagner, the number 26 machine. He runs in the 15th spot. Last car on the lead lap. Mike LaJoie still out front and putting some distance on the 66 of Cody Harger. It's a full 2-second advantage for the number 29 back to the 66.
He has checked out while we went through the field.
You know, we've talked about guys in other leagues that we've raced in or even commentated in, and there's just some guys out there that really know how to save tires or how to drive on old tires and just how to keep that pace throughout the whole run. And Mike LaJoie is certainly one of those guys. Cody Harger's pretty good at it as well, but unable to close the ground 2 full seconds, now 2.1 seconds back to the 66. Mark Thomas has slipped a bit here. He was challenging there for the 4th spot. Now he's back in the 8th position.
Ooh. Thought the 9 was headed to the inside wall right there.
A couple times we've seen the 9 of Bill Voracek come off turn 2. That's where he got the wall magnet early on, but may have over-rotated a bit trying to avoid that. Almost sent that machine down to the infield. Ryan Torsia still in the 4th position. Now he's got David Wright, the number 42, in behind. You've got the 58 of Cody Fogg there. Cody is a lap down. Gets out of the way, lets these guys go to battle here. Cody's actually 2 laps down. Not sure why he is 2 laps down. I see that he hit the pit lane, but I don't see any issues with him getting into an accident. And Aaron Conover is on the pit lane. Left front down. Damage on the Black Rifle coffee machine. Trying to limp that thing back to his pit stall. Got into something.
He's hit something hard, it looks like.
Well, let's see if I can find it here. Oh, inside pit wall.
I don't know if he was trying to make a... Looks like he may have just came off the wall.
Yeah, he hit the safety barrier a ton, though. Loops it around and pulls it back into the pit lane.
I know LaJoie is enjoying this lead and hoping there no caution.
Yeah, that's the last thing the 29 is going to want to see right now is a yellow flag, but coming to 10 laps to go, looking strong. Again, they got plenty of fuel to make it full distance and maybe even a green-white checker. And if we stay green all the way through it, it might be close, but we'll see if these guys have saved any extra fuel. But I kind of got to imagine that, you know, best lap of the day was a 39.93, and that's the only guy in the 39s. That's Mike LaJoie. His last lap was almost 2 seconds slower, more than 2 seconds slower than that. So tires certainly fall off quite a bit as far as the lap times are concerned. That's only a 30-lap run. Like I said, we got 10 laps to go. Caution comes out, even a green-white checker. I got to imagine everybody's going to stop and get tires.
I would think so. I mean, you said he's 2 seconds off pace, and he's pulling away from everybody else.
Well, interestingly enough, Cody's last lap was about a tenth quicker than LaJoie, but a tenth of a second a lap with 9 laps to go is not going to be enough to erase a 3.4 second deficit. So Cody Harger is going to need to dig down deep and find something else if he's even going to get to the back bumper of Mike LaJoie, because right now he's in his own zip code. Brian Torsha here battling with the 42 of David Wright. Josh Battle's starting to slip a little bit as well. Josh had that second or third spot most of the afternoon with 8 laps to go, under pressure from the 2 of Brian Torsha and David Wright.
2 car making a late charge here. He's going to bring the 42 with him.
Brian Torsha is a closer, that is for certain. Brian Torsha's moved up into the 3rd spot. David Wright's going to try and slide by the 11 as well and take over the 4th position and move Josh Battles, that number 11 machine, back to 5th. Pete Woodrum still hanging there in the 6th position, just sniffing the top 5 here with 7 laps to go.
At 2, he's got time to maybe run Cody down and challenge Cody for that 2nd spot.
Well, he's got to dispatch the 42 here because David Wright seems to be hot on that back bumper. If he's going to keep battling with him, I don't know if he's going to catch the 66, but he seems to have saved something for the end.
.42 doing all he can as he looks slow. He's beside the 2. We'll see if we can hang on coming down the straightaway here.
Well, David was quick in practice. You know, I was really surprised to see where he qualified. It wasn't the greatest of laps. Wasn't horrible, but ninth on the board, I think, is where he was.
He may pull the pass off right here.
But right up to the 3rd spot. Oh, a little wiggle out of Brian Torsha, though, or was it? Was he just trying to cross over the 42? Cody Fogg dives to the bottom here, getting out of the way as well.
There goes the 42. Maybe going to make a move on the 66, Cody Harger.
Talk about saving till the end. The 42 closes the ground and gets to the door of the 66. Just in those 2 corners, 5 laps to go. David Wright not quite clear of the 66. They work into turn 1. Cody's going to drive it back on the outside here. Going to carry a little momentum into the corner. Interesting to see the low side working now.
I mean, he's definitely saved something, because I mean he's got it going on right now.
Brian Torsha, same thing, drives it in deep, but Cody Harger battles back on the outside once again. The 2 of Brian Torsha showing some late race speed. We've got 4 laps to go here from Michigan. David Wright last lap half a second faster than Mike LaJoie. Don't know if it's going to be enough, though. 3.6 seconds the gap from the 42 to the 29. 3.5 laps to go. Gonna have to hustle.
Yeah, I don't know if he can do a 2nd a lap.
Josh Battles unfortunately slipping now back to the 6th position. Pete Woodrum has moved up into the top 5. Dale Legan and Bill Voracek doing some battle here. Voracek splits the middle here, goes down body side by side, a little bit of contact between the 9 and the 05. Voracek's going to take the spot into turn number 3, clears the the 05 of Dale Legan, but Dale's going to battle back down low, try to take this spot back. This is for the 6th position. Back out front, though, Mike LaJoie still leads a 2.45 second advantage over second place David Wright. I just don't think there's enough time.
If he had about 5 more laps, the 42 would catch him, but I don't think he's going to have it. When he passed Cody for second place, he was about 4 seconds behind at that point.
Yeah, last lap he was about 0.6 of a second quicker, but Mike LaJoie off turn number 4. Going to see a white flag here. Last lap, number 29 of Mike LaJoie. He's led it wire to wire so far. He's just got to get through 7/8 of a lap and bring home a checkered flag. Mike LaJoie has put on a clinic here this afternoon. Mike LaJoie down the backstretch for the final time. No pressure in the back. 1.6 seconds back to the 42 of David Wright. Nice and smooth through turns 3 and 4. He's going to lead every lap from the pole position. Going to take a checkered flag here from Michigan. Mike LaJoie is your winner in the LSI ARCA series. Second place was David Wright. Closed it down to 1 second. Cody Harger is going to come home 3rd. Brian Torsha 4th. Pete Woodrum 5th.
Wow, he closed on him quick. He just didn't have whatever he'd done to save. He was quick at the end.
Yeah, I tell you, I mean, another few laps he would have had him, but the other side of the coin, another few laps, they'd be in the pits for getting fuel.
Whatever he done, he should have done it about 2 laps sooner.
Well, I think that a little back and forth he had with Brian Torsha, I think, is what cost him, because without that, he may have gotten to the back bumper of the 29. It would have been close. Mike gonna light him up? Yes, he is. Celebration is on the front straightaway here at MIS. Mike LaJoie brings home a checkered flag. Caution free. Got a quick one done here. Guys put on a good race.
I thought we were going to have a few cautions, but these guys done a great job and never had a one.
Mike LaJoie in victory lane. We're going to take a short break here. We'll be right back with our top 3 after this. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Brooklyn, Michigan, the Michigan Speedway for the Litchfield Specialty ARCA Series. Races in the books here. Mike LaJoie is your winner from the pole position, led every lap. See if we can get a word here with our victor. Pull up Mike LaJoie and get a word with him in the booth here. Mike, it's Steve and Eric in the HBR TV broadcast booth. Do you got a copy?
Hey, I got you guys.
Mike, man, you put on a clinic out there. You could have checked up a little bit, you know. Congratulations on the win, but man, stomped these guys here at Michigan.
Yeah, thanks. I think this might only be the second time I've gone flag to flag like this. But you say that, but David Wright was coming fast. So luckily we ran out of laps there because I think 3 or 4 and he was going to get me.
You know, we saw the same thing, and David, I think the only thing really that held him up is he went back and forth with Brian Torsha a couple of times late before he went on the charge towards the front. And I think without that, he might have been at least to the bumper coming to the line, but it is what it is. A few more laps, you guys would have needed fuel. So, I mean, that was another aspect we had to look at, but we didn't get cautions. It was flag to flag, green flag racing, and you did good out there. Is this just one of your favorite places? I mean, tell us what the secret is about this place.
You know, just the bigger tracks, the 1.5 2 milers, those are my favorite. And tire saving is kind of my favorite thing to do as it is. So, I don't want to say I got lucky because I qualified on the pole, but I got a little lucky that Cody had to fight through some people, so I think he ate up some tire early, and Mark had to start in the back, and I don't know where David started, but obviously I lucked out a little bit that he had to battle. And I just was able to save kind of right from the start. Josh Battles, I think, hit the wall early in, so I saved after I saw that happen, and then him and Cody battled for a little, so I saved a little more when I saw that happening, and I kind of was just able to coast from there.
Everybody says it's go fast, turn left, but case in point, it's way more than that. There's a lot of decisions to be made. It's kind of a chess game out there, and you certainly played a good match. You bring home a checkered flag here, so congratulations for that, Mike. Before we let you get out of here, is there anybody you need to thank?
Nobody specific, just shout out to the league. Love race with these guys. Happy to be part of it.
God, Mike LaJoie needs some sponsors, man.
Hey, it's just me, I guess.
All right. Well, Mike, thanks for chatting with us, man. Congratulations once again, and good luck at the next one.
Thanks, guys.
Mike LaJoie, your winner, needs a sponsor. If anybody's looking to put their logo or their brand on a winning car, the 29 seems to get it done quite a bit. Next, we're going to go to David Wright. Pull David up here, have a conversation with our runner-up. David, it's Steve and Eric in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
David, man, you started, 9th position, I think, here on the field, and you still managed to work your way through the field and somehow save tires. What was your strategy? I mean, was it just kind of wait until the last minute and then go, because you were coming in a hurry?
Well, I had worked my way up to about 4th, I guess, and I kept getting hit. So I got hit once, and that kind of slowed me up and allowed some other cars to catch up to me. And then I got hit again and put in a wall, and I dropped all the way back to 10th. So I spent the last 25, 30 laps, trying to recover from that.
Well, unfortunately, this one went flag to flag without a caution. I think that certainly would have changed a lot of things. But you had a good run. I thought you were going to catch him. I think another lap or two, you would have been there. Tire conservation. I know I kind of talked about that a minute ago. I mean, is that something that you work on? Is this kind of your forte? I mean, long green flag runs. I mean, some guys excel at it. Some guys don't. I mean, how is it for you?
Yeah, and I don't know why. Now, I noticed most of them, most everybody else was running the middle to high line, which really causes the car to get a push, and you have to really let off coming out of the, or hit the wall coming out of 2 especially. And I always run the bottom here at Michigan. And that allows me, the car gets loose and I have to work the throttle, for the looseness, but it conserves tire. But typically, for whatever reason, and I have no idea what it is, I'm always a better long green flag car than a driver than a short run driver.
Now, me and Eric definitely noticed you were running that low lane. A lot of guys were not, maybe only a couple of them. I found, I did some testing myself pre-race and was not able to run that low line and even put any kind of lap time down. So kudos to you for being able to save tire down low and put out good lap times. A shame you couldn't bring it home with the win, but congratulations on the 2nd spot. David, before we let you get out of here, is there anybody you need to thank?
No, just appreciate everybody in the league allowing me to run, enjoy it. And they run so many different stuff, different venues and cars that you get some fun enjoyment league to be in. So I just appreciate them putting it on, and that's about it.
Certainly no shortage of fun here in the OG Racing League. Always something going on.
Absolutely.
All right, David. Well, again, congratulations on the second spot. Thanks for chatting with us, and good luck at the next one.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it. Y'all have a good one.
Was David Wright, our second place finisher, runner up, and next we go to third place finisher Cody Harger. Cody, it's Steve and Eric in the broadcast booth. You got a copy?
Yes, sir. I do. How about you?
Yeah, I got you loud and clear, man. Congratulations, a third place finish here this afternoon. Tell us about the progress through the race. Again, green flag from start to finish. Seemed like you had to work your way through the field a bit there, maybe chewed up some tires or just didn't have enough at the end. I mean, what was your strategy coming in, and did you stick to it?
Man, I got home so late that I didn't really get on until about like 5 minutes left in practice. So I just kind of winging a prayer, trying something, and pushed it a little hard in qualifying and got sideways. So that had me buried a little bit. Luckily, we had somebody fall out right in front of me, so it moved me up. I think I started 5th. And then it just, go to work. Judging by fuel, I knew we could make it green to checker. So at that point, I was just like, let's moderately push, but try to save tire too, just in case this thing goes all the way to the end. And I don't know. I got the second. Felt pretty good, but I really wasn't making much headway on Mike LaJoy. I mean, I'd pick up a 10th, and then I'd give it back. I felt like he was probably pacing me a little bit there. So if I did get to him, who knows if I'd have had enough tire to do something. But there probably about 12 to go, I just made a little mistake on 2 and drove it just a little too hard and got up and smacked the wall pretty solid coming off of 2, and it had my steering wheel a little cockeyed for the rest of the race. So at that point, it was just salvage what we could. The 42 came screaming through there. Wasn't even any point trying to stop him. And then late in the race, Brian Torcha had some good runs on me, but luckily I could hold the middle just good enough to keep him pinned down a little bit. Brought it home 3rd. So all in all, for hopping in late and just seeing what would happen, 3rd place I'll take.
Solid finish. It's 3rd place. I think you started 7th, so nothing to be too upset about. Of course, we always want to be up front and with a checkered flag, but a top 3, I guess it'll do for now.
Yeah, for sure. Mike's real solid, and I like racing with him. And the guy in the 42, David. I mean, he looks to be like a contender. I haven't raced with him before, I don't think, but apparently he just got new computer work done, so he's back racing. So I'm looking forward to turning some laps against him for sure.
Very good. Well, Cody, again, congratulations on the 3rd place finish. Before we let you get out of here, anybody you need to thank?
Yeah, just let me holler at the guys at OG. Everybody puts this on. The sponsors of the league, LSI, I believe, does the ARCA series for us. So big shout out to them and everyone else that's a partner. And of course, thank you, Steve HBRT.
That's Cody Harger, your 3rd place finisher here from Michigan Speedway. That is your top 3 finishers. It's a good race. I would love to see a caution come out at some point, Eric, but it didn't happen. We still had a good race either way, but I don't know if it would have changed the outcome coming to the end. David Wright and Mike LaJoy, that would have been a battle to see. Cody Harger up there, Brian Torch. I mean, those 4 guys are always up near the front. Would have been neat to see them go to battle here with a green, white, checkered finish, but it's not to be. All right. We got more races to watch. What was your opinion on this afternoon's race, Eric?
I thought it was a great effort by all the drivers to not have any cautions and not have any wrecks. I know we seen them tap the wall a little bit, but these guys done a great job in that aspect and had a few battles throughout the field that were really good to watch. And David Wright was coming on right there at the end and thought we may have a battle for the lead in the closing laps.
It's one thing about the OG Racing League when I first started broadcasting for these guys. I mean, it was kind of hit and miss. Some races would be complete caution fest, and other races, like a week later, you'd run caution free. And it's like, are these the same guys? What is going on? But every one of them out here, top to bottom, they're all talented drivers. They can get it done. Proof positive is last 40 laps here at Michigan. They did it green to checker without a yellow flag. So congrats to them. A nice race, good battles out there. It wasn't just they were putting around. They were racing hard for position, and they still got it done without causing any major problems. Aaron Conover had his share of bad luck, got into the fence a couple of times, but Other than that, things were pretty clean and green, so always good to see. Before we get wrapped up here, we got to go ahead, of course, we got to thank the sponsors. I know this green flag extended runs, usually we do some sponsor plugs here in the yellow flag, so let's do it now. We didn't get that opportunity. Again, LSI Litchfield Specialty. It is the LSI ARCA series. Litchfield Specialty. TRS, theracing.school.net. Check them out, theracing.school.net, or call 877-CAN-RACE. If you want to actually drive a real race car, full-bodied stock car, or a tour-type modified, they've got more than one out there. I think they've got 4 different modifieds that you can try and race out there. If you want to get that experience and drive a real race car at Thompson Speedway, check those guys out. 2022 schedule is out April 9th. They get started here all the way through October 22nd, 23rd, weather permitting. So plenty of opportunities. The thrill of a lifetime. Get out there and give it a shot. Special thanks to Sudath Taxidermy, competition quality at a commercial price. Contact award-winning taxidermist James Sudath at 636-544-7836. Special thanks to D. Dixon & Sons Trucking Incorporated. And of course, Tabitha Brown. We can't forget Tabitha Brown. My Cricket makes custom-made signs and a lot more. Contact Tabitha Brown at 618-340-0900. So really, that's going to wrap it up for us here at HBR TV. Thank you all for joining us, certainly. Congratulations to Mike LaJoy. If you haven't already done so, please like, follow, share, subscribe. Facebook.com/HollerBoysRacingTV. We're also on YouTube. We do the multi-stream deal, so if you prefer one over the other, find us at YouTube at HollerBoysRacingTV. That's racing with no G. All right, so again, please do that. Like, follow, share, subscribe. Turn on the notifications so you get that little ding on your phone when we go live. It's going to do it for us. For Eric Dotson, I'm Steve Singer. Thank you all for watching. Really do appreciate it. I know we had a short race today, but join us again coming up Saturday, 7:45 in the East for the My Cricket Makes Truck Series from the Rock. Rockingham Speedway lives on here in iRacing, and maybe we'll get there in real life one of these days again, but that's what's coming up next. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have a great night.